Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm going to be talking about another Kung Fu movie. It's pretty obscure, of course, low budget. But unfortunately, the thing is that I'm reviewing the English dubbed version, so you know. But yeah, just thought I'd point that out real quick. But anyway, it gives me an excuse to talk about some martial arts stuff. Because why the hell not, I guess. I like these movies anyway. So, of course, as always, let's talk about the damn plot. So let's get into it, shall we? So yes, our main character, of course, has to kick a lot of ass, of course, and there's a bunch of bad people that need to be taken care of course. Anyway, pretty much what's happening here is that armed with the magic kicks fighting style, there's this Buddhist priest that pretty much embarked on this mission to retrieve a stolen, skilled document that must be given back. Of course, they needed that, but of course, when a tough gets going, the tough starts to fight back, I guess you can say, however you want to say that. The tough starts throwing punches, of course. So what's going on here is that, yeah, obviously, there was this whole thing with, there was this people that robbed and pretty much stole this thing, of course. And it's up to main character to stop them, of course. And a main character will have to use the secret techniques of Shaolin. But yeah, that's the thing though. So of course, there's members of this type of group that's doing something bad, of course. They're using the position of influence to do bad things. But so yeah, they have to be stopped. So main character, when he does run into even tougher enemies, he's forced to learn more kung fu training, specifically Shaolin, of course, including the five animal style, I guess you can say, so he can stand up some of a chance, I guess you can say. Obviously, something needs to be done about this, of course, because they're not up to no good. And yeah, there's gonna be a bit of drama thrown in into this, of course, just to do their own thing, of course, obviously. But yeah, that's basically the summary of this, of course. And yeah, in some ways, it's just kind of cliche to some extent. And the movie just trying to throw in a bit of humor here and there, I guess. There are some bits that does take itself seriously, obviously, but yeah, this movie is pretty crazy, of course, when it comes to movies and whatnot. As it tries to have, the typical crazy fight scenes as these types of movies that tend to do, which I don't mind really. Actually, the fight scenes are pretty well done, of course, and I like the fact that the main character is trying to do the right thing. He's kind of the hero in the story, I suppose. He has his own moral code or whatever. But yeah, again, obviously, like I said a moment ago, this is obviously the English dub version. Of course, the dubbing isn't particularly great, really. No, unfortunately, but yeah, that's unfortunate. But yes, at least we do get some pretty cool fight scenes throughout the entire thing. Nothing here feels dragged out, like things take too long or whatever. When it comes to the fighting. So when it comes to the fight scenes don't drag out, and they shouldn't. But they come in like in the right amount, of course. And yes, like these movies that tend to do, it's going to take place in multiple areas, various fight scenes throughout the film. Of course, as these movies that tend to do, it's never just mostly one spot. It's usually just multiple areas, of course. And I don't mind that really. To be honest with you, that doesn't bother me at all. But that's how this is when it comes to this kinds of fight scenes. When it comes to like any of these movies, even with the better movies, that seems to be like thing, of course, not just one spot. It has to take in several different locations. I guess that's the way to make it more exciting, I suppose, to make it more cooler. It's going to be boring, I suppose. But yeah, I can see what you mean. I can see what they're trying to do here, obviously. So that's fine, I suppose. Because what matters is just how it's done, I suppose, the execution of it. So there's that. But yeah, I can say that this is definitely one of those kinds of movies, of course. And but yeah, but this is pretty wild, of course, and whatnot. And I can say that if you want to see some of these vintage type movies, I guess go ahead check it out, of course. But yeah, all in all, folks, the thing is that yeah, I've seen better kung fu movies out there when it comes to these types of features, of course. And this one's, I guess, it's it's pretty it's pretty solid, of course. I mean, yes, you can do a lot worse. You can find other movies. You can do a lot worse, I suppose. Yeah, but this one, I think that it's pretty alright, I suppose. Again, the English dubbing isn't particularly great here and whatnot. I did like what they were trying to do in some respects, of course. Like I said, with the fighting, it's not just one spot. So that's pretty cool. Even though, yes, doing multiple locations can actually get rather repetitive. And yeah, and to some extent, that can be actually true, of course. Unfortunately, it's just making it too repetitive, of course. But yeah, this is this film doesn't manage to succeed in some respects, I guess. At least this version. Yes, while there are better kung fu films out there, but this one, it was definitely one of those movies that I don't mind watching. I just wanted to watch something, and yeah, let's just do some crazy stuff for you, of course, and do some pretty crazy stunts. The space towards the end of the movie it gets pretty crazy, but I kind of felt like maybe the way it ended kind of feels like lackluster in some ways. I thought the ending felt kind of weak to some extent. I'm not going to say what it is, of course, but yeah, the way it ended, it just ends in a bit of a mess, if you ask me. But whatever, I suppose. And yeah, and that's not a good thing, actually. Of course. I mean, I know they had a limited funding, of course, and whatnot. So whatever. But I just thought I would just cover this because it does give me an excuse to talk about kung fu films, which I'm going to be doing anyway. There's a lot low budget stuff that hardly anybody talks about, like and whatnot. But yeah, like we're saying, the dubbing just really hurts as well. The dubbing does not, it's not good. It's not really not good at all. I mean, I know when it comes to these movies, I know the dubbing it varies from movie to movie. Some of them are actually pretty decent when it comes to dubbing. Some are actually pretty nice. However, unfortunately, that's not this movie whatsoever. Yeah, it does hurt in some ways, of course. But yeah, I've not seen the original version of this movie, of course. So if there's any context or anything that would actually make more sense, I guess you can say, it's completely lost in this movie. If there's any explanations, if there's any story bits and pieces that could have been brought in much better, I don't know because I've not seen the original version. So whatever the original version had when it comes to the story, a good chunk of it is it's pretty much gone. I guess that's what usually happens because when it comes to the dubbed versions, the scripts would be completely different in some ways. All these are kept in the ballpark area, even if it's not exactly 100% the same. It would be at least in the ballpark. So yeah, there's a chance it could be the original could be much better, I suppose. Just they're not out there. Yeah, ultimately, like I was saying, it's pretty alright. I've reviewed better out that was out there, of course, when it comes to this genre. But I just wanted to talk about something about this as I tend to do anyway. So anyway, I'll give this version an overall rating of a 5.5 out of 10. It's a 5.5 out of 10 for me. And as always, thanks for watching and take care. Next time, see ya. Oh yeah, later.